Hi everyone, welcome to H&R Reptile. My name is Ashton Riley and welcome to today's video. Today's video we're going to be talking about leopard geckos. Leopard geckos are amazing lizards for people who are starting in taking care of reptiles because they're pretty easy to take care of. Leopard geckos are found in the Middle East all the way into India. They like rocky and grassy and deserty areas. Leopard geckos live 6 to 10 years in captivity. Males reach sizes of 7 to 10 inches. Females are smaller and only reach about 7 to 8 inches. When housing leopard geckos, for babies, you can keep them anywhere between a 10 to a 5 gallon. I suggest a 10 gallon just to give them a little bit more room. Adult leopard geckos need to be kept in a 20 gallon tank. When co-housing leopard geckos together, make sure you never put two males together. They will fight and one will get injured. Also, if you have females in there, make sure all of the females are around the same size so you prevent fighting with them too. Other than that, leopard geckos can be kept in a group together very well. I do it. I have my 3 females and then my male. You can keep them in breeding colonies, 1 male to every 3 females. But just remember, if you do that, you are going to get eggs. Well, obviously, but you are going to get eggs. When designing your leopard gecko cage, keep in mind that you need 3 different heights. You need a warm hide, and you'll put that on the hot side. You need a cold hide. Obviously, you'll put that on the cold side. Then you need a moist hide, which you put some moss in there. You make sure it's moist, obviously. But you put that in there, and it helps them shed. Shedding is a really important part in any reptile's life because whenever they shed, they're growing bigger. Leopard geckos, if their shed box, if their moist cave is kept good, they will eat their own shed. Usually they don't have any stuck shed problems if you house them correctly. If you make sure their heat's right and their moisture's right in their moist hide. When picking the substrate for your cage, make sure you do not go with sand. It is unsafe if they consume it, and they most likely will because they eat bugs in their tank, and if they consume it, it'll get impacted in their organs and they'll die. So don't use sand. More safer options are you can use a tile or a reptile carpet. I personally use reptile carpets. But I don't like the sand reptile carpets. I like these mossy green ones. It gives the tank a little bit of a plush to it. But just make sure you don't get anything that's loose because they'll eat it, and that's really bad if they eat it. There's not a lot of vets around that see reptiles, so you'd have to go out of your way to get the reptile treated if you noticed it in time, because a lot of people don't, and the reptiles end up dying, so I just wouldn't take the risk on putting them on any loose substrate. To heat up your tank, use a heat pad on one side to create a hot side. The hot side should be around anywhere between 87 to 90. Make a hot side, and then the cold side should be in the mid to higher 70s, just to give them an equal warm and then a cold side. It helps them. This heat light right here isn't actually a heat light. It's just so I can see them for the video. I turn it off all the other times, but I figured you guys would want to see my tank. These guys do not need upper heat. They need bottom heat. Leopard geckos like to eat bugs. They like to eat mealworms and crickets. You can also feed them for a treat like superworms and waxworms. Just make sure what you feed them is dusted with calcium, like this. I've had lizards for about 2 years, and I still am pretty much full on the calcium, and I use it a lot, so this stuff goes a long way, but it's very messy. And the mealworms, They're very easy to take care of. You just put them in the fridge. They calm down. Then whenever you take them out, they warm up enough and they start moving around, and it'll attract the leopard gecko. I recommend definitely using these for babies. Never give a baby leopard gecko a super worm because they have teeth and they can shoot through them. These are the super worms. See, they're very big and really creepy. But my leopard geckos love these guys. Whenever you give your leopard gecko water, because they do need water, obviously, every creature needs water, but whenever you give them water, make sure it's not tap water, that you have some sort of like conditioner in it, reptile conditioner. Don't use like hair conditioner or anything. It's special at the store. You can go to Petco or PetSmart or any local pet store and get water purifier, water conditioner. It's very, simple. You just make sure you purify all their water because the stuff found in tap water can hurt them. The tail of a leopard gecko is very important. The tail is where they store all of their excess fat and their excess water. Make sure you check your leopard gecko every day to make sure their tail is nice and plump and that it doesn't lose any weight. But be careful because if you're too rough with their tail, if you pick them up by their tails, it'll rip off, it'll grow back. They're not one of the species of geckos that it doesn't grow back. Well, there's only one species of gecko that it doesn't grow back. But it will grow back. It'll just like look funky, but never pick them up by their tail. Never be too rough with their tail because it'll rip off and they'll lose all that extra fat supply, and that's not really good. And there could be a risk of like infection and all that. Leopard geckos come in many morphs, like a lot of morphs, and they're generally friendly, so the options are really limitless whenever you have these guys, because you could get one that's a bright white, for example, and then one that's a really, really, really dark brown. And, you could breed those and play, like, what leopard gecko baby am I going to get? I just really love breeding and keeping these guys. They're just amazing, amazing, amazing reptiles. They are perfect for starter or reptile keepers. Like I said, they're just amazing, amazing animals. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, a like, and a comment. Thumbs up and a like is the same thing, Ashton. Whatever. Make sure to give it a like and a comment and subscribe because we post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Have a good day, guys. Bye.